The following is a production of
PAPAtv!
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to PAPAtv Live. This is episode 13. Nothing could possibly go wrong in this episode.
This is the story about Billy Joe and Bobby Sue.
Well, okay, maybe something could go wrong, apparently, because the ad from Twitch just popped up on my screen.
That's the theme of the show, so it actually is pretty appropriate.
It is amazingly appropriate. My name's John Replogle. I'm here in the booth. Fred Cochran is to my left, and Brian Tessier is to my right. Mark is running the stuff behind us, and minus my audio bleep outs, you know, we'll be good to go. And Pete Hendricks is down on the floor. He's going to be playing our first game of the night. We have a focus for tonight. We're actually going to be doing a couple games where stuff goes wrong. And actually, they're just bad games for tournaments. And but let's start with announcements first. Fred Cochran.
What are the announcements tonight, John?
I don't know. I thought you said you had announcements.
No, I said I had no announcements, as opposed to last week where I had several.
What could possibly go wrong?
So that works out perfectly. No announcements.
Nothing special is happening?
No, actually, you know what? I do have some announcements. There has been a lot of buzz on social media, especially Facebook, in regards to the size of all the various leagues throughout the eastern part of the United States. And to start off, the league in New York is up to over 170 members, which is huge.
170 members. That's
Yes.
a lot of pinball players.
But considering there's 16 million people in New York, I actually expect that to probably double in the next year or so, probably.
340 members you're predicting?
Yes.
I'm going to take the under on that because
I'll
that's
take the under on that
that's
as well.
a lot of people.
I think Steve Zahler is going to do. He's going to draw some people in. But anyways, the PPL, Pittsburgh Pinball League, we're at 146 now.
Actually, I think we're at more than that.
Was it
Fred.
one? I thought it was 146.
It's over 150 now.
Over 150?
154.
I think 154 is the right number.
Okay, and then Kid Force is around 140, and then there was I think there was one other league that was a little bit higher than us as well.
New England's been chasing us, or
Yes.
right around there, same place with us.
Yeah, about
150s.
150.
Well, that's a lot of people playing pinball, and I'm excited to hear that.
That's
because
fantastic.
maybe more people tune in and watch our silly show.
Oh, they'd love to watch our silliness, especially when we have no notes to talk about.
Well, okay, so tonight's game, the first game on tonight's list, Pete, tell us a little bit about Gladiators.
Gladiators is a Gottlieb from 1993, I believe. I think it was originally meant to be Legend of Zelda, but they didn't get the license, so they turned it into a beast slaying game.
Really? It was supposed to be The Legend of Zelda? I never knew that.
That sounds like a tall tale.
If I want someone in the chat room wants to confirm it, it was supposed to be a license, and something happened and they didn't get it. I'm pretty sure it was Zelda.
They didn't pay the money.
And I just got a note that there's actually a league out there that's currently around, that's possibly around 250 players at the moment.
Fantastic.
So, gosh, I'm getting, every week it seems to be, things are getting bigger. That's cool.
We didn't mean to interrupt your Zelda story, Pete. Sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry, I'm always interrupting to say what the chat room has to say because
They're important.
they're the people that are watching us.
They're
We
driving
wanna
the
answer
business.
your question.
First league to 500 wins. Go.
I think we're waiting for a little while on that one, but that's okay. We aspire to do great things.
So, what's good about Gladiators, Pete?
Gladiators has a bunch of great shots. It has a pretty decent rule set. It's a lot of fun to play. One of the elements I like on Gottlieb's is it has those kickers that'll send your ball flying down the out lane real fast. You have to be careful with your shots. Has unbelievable flow. Combos are a huge part of the game. It's a lot of fun to play.
What letter do you like to shoot the most, Pete?
We'll get to that.
So that's sort of the question of what's wrong with Gladiators. And, I mean, Mark will, I'm sure, chime in at some point during the show and let us know why it's not a good tournament game in his eye.
I think we're going to see a little bit of that here during this as well. John.
Well, then, why
If I have my way with it, we will.
don't you go ahead and fire it up, and we'll see what it can do.
We had a good split flipper experience with that game, John.
Did we?
Yeah, we won the tournament because of it.
I don't remember this.
That was at the Slovak Club.
That must have been a long time ago.
It was.
It was back before everybody knew the exploit except me.
And I think we learned it from you.
Yeah,
So we probably owe you some money.
I'll take it.
I think the prize was like $7 or something like that.
So while
Those are
you're
big
watching
stakes,
tonight, remember, you can ask Pete a question. You can ask somebody in the booth a question. You can ask any of us a question. We'll answer most of them.
Well, basically, to get to the exploit, what I'm trying to do is get to the calm before the storm mode. It's the very last mode in this pyramid here. The other 5 modes, they can be worth some okay points, but calm before the storm's where all the goodness comes from.
So, Pete, people are already commenting that you're not wearing your hat. What's the deal?
I can't wear the hat and the headset.
Oh, that's a good pull. That's a good call.
Gosh, that's logical.
I think we need a chin strap for the hat.
I need to start get my own toque like CDs has and be part of it.
Are you leaving those flippers up on purpose up in the upper area there, Pete, as
Yes.
the ball travels around? You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, when I shoot it around that loop, if I hold the flipper up, it'll fall into the abyss hole. The abyss hole can be used to advance the points for the round. So right now I have double scoring during the catapult mode.
That's usually a good thing to have, double scoring.
So if I could get it in that little hole there, I would have got 100 million points.
And you missed it right on TV.
It's a
Good
pretty
job.
tough shot.
Good job, Steve. Good job, Pete. When things go wrong, Pete can't shoot the hole.
I shot the hole.
There it is. Wrong one, though.
I've never seen you miss anything on PAPAtv Live, Fred.
I miss everything on PAPAtv Live. What are you talking about?
That's a nice combo there. Up and around and got the flow to shoot it back again.
That's a cool-looking
Yeah,
dragon.
the combos are pretty neat too. The first one starts out at 1 million, and then each one doubles as you get them in succession. You could have 32 million point shots if you can string everything together.
I got to agree with Fred there. The dots on this game look pretty solid for its era.
Pete's being very aggressive here. This is the way Pete plays. He's actually not really trying to tilt the machine. This is just the way he flips.
Well, I'm waiting for this mode to time out. Reign of Terror is a mode. It's a spinner and a pop bumper mode. Each one scores points. Catapult is you want to shoot it in this hole here for 50 million. Fire and Ice, you shoot the M, the U, the L, and the T. Each is 3. The last one's 30. Cataclysm, 2 shots will be lit, and you shoot them to add to your Cataclysm bonus that you get at the end of each ball. Next up's Blade Fight, which would be the 3 drop targets. That one, the other ones you can play. There's not, if you have good shots, there's some okay points. Blade Fight you don't ever want to go for because drop target's right in the middle. That just leads to death. Oh, I hit my shot and it didn't stick. Things just go wrong.
Oh, look at that. That's a beautiful play. Just bat the flipper down. That's almost like the shot in the Star Trek.
It is a lot like it. And he's timing out modes just like he's playing Star Trek as well. So.
It's the Spider Sense drop the flipper to make it go in the hole shot. Wow, Pete has that down, too.
You would have thought this was Pete's machine at one time.
Oh, I missed my shot. Missed it again. There we go. Oh, now for the fun part.
Okay, so what's the fun part?
Yeah, we'll get there. During Calm Before the Storm, if you start it from the skill shot, it's a 2-ball multi-ball. If you start it from the mode start, it's a 3-ball multi-ball. Oh, you bad ball, you.
Okay, so Pete's got 2 balls captured. He's got both on the right side. I think he wants one on the bottom on the left.
That's the goal.
Can you stage on these flippers just like you can on the other machines with upper flippers?
That I'm not sure about, Fred. Pete?
There we are. We have it now. I have 1 ball trapped on the lower left flipper, 1 ball trapped on the upper right flipper. Every shot in the game will add 3 million points to my mega bonus. 3 million. 3 million.
My gosh, nobody's ever done this before.
And actually, I have this mode, I have the 2x scoring. You could see from the middle left of the play field. So it's 6 million a shot.
Oh,
that's
that's
added
pretty
to my
good.
bonus. I will collect this bonus at the end of the game, and it'll be my jackpot value for the last pyramid round, I guess the wizard mode. Each shot will be worth whatever my mega bonus is.
Which you have lit after this multi-ball, it looks like, Pete. Is that correct?
Yeah. And with 2 balls left to play, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get to it. So we'll get it up to 132. That sounds like a good number. It's the 13th show.
Nothing goes wrong with 13 ever.
Nope. It's going to be perfect.
So after all that, you just chose to let it end because I'm getting the impression you could have done that pretty much forever.
I could have. We had this game in college, and the goal was to get as close to 10 billion without going over since the game rolls. So you'd see people there just figuring out, okay, how many points do I need in mega bonus to get right at 9,990 million. It became a fun challenge.
I'm noticing that the music is very reflective of the Gladiator era. You picking up that vibe from that machine?
I'm just picking up like 80 synth sounds, you know.
That's obviously what they were listening to back then, John.
Well, I mean,
In the Gladiator times.
it makes me think of big spandex, fluffy, you know, like those big padded sticks they used to beat each other with. What were they called?
Oh, they're well, jousting.
So would you say it reminds you
sticks.
of American gladiators then, John?
American gladiators, as opposed to, you know, that I think
As opposed to Russian gladiators.
I don't think they use. I don't know if they use any padding on their sticks. They'd probably just beat each other. So the big reveal, we do have spoilers tonight, just like we did last week, and I just got the list of all the Classics games that will appear in Classics 1.
Yay!
And we're going to share that entire list with you a little later in the show.
Oh, and just by the way, Mark, the wealth of knowledge that he is, pugil sticks. They are pugil sticks they were devouring each other with, just beating the living daylights out of each other.
They were eating each other with the sticks, Fred?
They were.
Mark
Okay.
likes to read. He's the intelligent one.
Yeah, he's
That's why we don't have him on the microphone.
We just pass him a piece of paper from time to time, and we gets back the answer, and it's usually pretty accurate. So
I'm just
thank
waiting to
you,
get a
Mark.
smack upside the head, really.
So, does anybody have any questions about gladiators in the chat room?
I don't know. The replay Bowen pointed out was 9 billion, so
Replay on gladiators is 9 billion.
that's all because it's all Pete's fault.
I think it was set to auto percentaging, and because it's on free play, it just keeps adding and adding and adding. Or it was on free play for the longest time. So
Pugil sticks.
I said pugil sticks, Bowen. Thank you.
Not Pugil sticks.
I didn't say that. That's a new Japanese game, by the way, pugil sticks. So there you
Get
go,
that at
Bowen.
Five Below, Fred.
We don't sell those yet.
So, I'm also interested tonight, you know, being that this is our lucky 13th show, like what has gone wrong in pinball playing for people at tournaments, at if you're a tournament director running a tournament, you know, like what's your worst story? You know, when things couldn't possibly get any worse, what's that moment?
Hey, John, I have a story right along those lines.
Go ahead, Brian.
I remember a few years ago, I had just decided I was going to make the jump and start playing in the A Bank at Papa. So I got my entry, you know, registered in, got my entry, walked over to the A Bank, saw the machines, and went, oh, look, an Attack from Mars. I'm going to pick that as my first game. I love Attack from Mars. I'm going to play great. I already know my strategy for it. I'm just going to dive right in. So I get the scorekeeper to mark my name down. I walk up to the machine, press the start button, hold in the flipper, press launch, the ball sails around. I drop the flipper to bounce it over, and it goes right down the middle.
So that's the beginning of your...
That was the beginning of that ticket, was instantly losing that ball. Because it was the A Bank, there was no ball save, so it was very much a welcome to the A Division for me. But unfortunately, the rest of the entry did not go much better than that.
So West Virginia Pinball Brian says, I caught the shadow on fire at the town hall in Maryland. That went really wrong. That sounds like a story. Wow.
We'll have to ask him that next time he's here.
Keep him away from Shadow.
While you guys are telling the stories there, you may want to watch the display. I believe we have a scene of when John battled the dolphin, if I can actually put it in the catapult hole here. Now that I put the pressure on myself, I'll fail, but...
You failed earlier. Look at that. Come on, Pete. Let's go. We want to see a dolphin fight.
I want to see it. I want to see my nemesis again. He took my hand.
Okay, come on, Pete. No pressure.
Come on, dolphin.
Well, there you see, I just strung a few combos there accidentally, and that last one was 8 million. Come on, get in there. Get in your hole.
Hey, that's a trademark line.
Oh,
there it goes.
There it is.
That's
And he collects the
150 million points of mega bonus.
For a scoop shot. That
Wow.
was awesome. What's going to happen here? Oh.
John sliced the beast in half, gets an extra ball, and gets to put his name in the middle of the game.
In the middle of the game. I was just going to say that. That's really interesting that you get to stop the game.
It's like Wonder Boy and Nasty Man.
How many other games out there let you put your initials in mid-game?
Most of the Gottliebs from that era, right?
Really?
Something special, I think. I am told, Chris just walked up and told me that his father, who was supposed to play on the second game of the evening, just fell asleep. So, Scott, when you're watching this later, know that you fell asleep during the middle of a PAPAtv live broadcast.
You missed Pete cheesing the L, Scott. Come on, what are you doing?
What could go wrong?
Is that actually wrong? Is getting some sleep actually something that's wrong, guys?
On TV, yeah, that might be a small problem unless you're, getting paid to do that.
It's just a show of how exciting our program actually is.
When an actual pinball fan falls asleep during the broadcast, yeah, that doesn't really say much.
So it's a Gottlieb thing. The chat room is saying that World Challenge Soccer, thank you, Tim Balls, allows you to enter your information in the middle of the game as well. So
I can safely say that I've never entered my initials on a game in the middle of it.
Yeah,
I've never done that well.
I've never done that either.
I've never done that well.
So what's the deal on the regular multi-ball, Pete? Anything special?
To get multi-ball, you have to spell M-U-L-T-I, obviously. The left ramp is the jackpot, and then if the catapult lines up right, the T is lit for a super jackpot. First one's 100 million, then the second one's 200.
Those are big points.
Pete, we have a question from the chat for you.
Go ahead.
The question is from Low Tier Steve. He says, Pete, what is your least favorite game to have to play in a tournament setting?
My least favorite? Dracula. Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Definitely know what to pick against you down at the clubhouse then next time we play League against each other.
Yeah. It's a game that I've never got the feel for. I know how to play it, but I struggle with stringing shots together on it. And
remember, Pete, the T is not a jackpot. Wait.
Actually, it is, John, isn't it? We just established that it was.
Now, this target over here on the left, if you hit it 3 times, you can make any of the modes a multi-ball round. So right now I have Reign of Terror as a multi-ball round. I could, well...
I don't think you can, Pete. Nope. You can't do that at all.
So this game is all about collecting weapons and slaying dragons. What could go wrong?
Shoot the ramp.
So, other than the cheesing of the L, is there anything really that would keep this from being a successful tournament game? Do you think?
Yeah, most good players, it'll become like Roller Coaster Tycoon. Most players would time out all the modes just to get to
Cataclysm.
Calm.
Okay. Oh, Calm Before the Storm, sorry. Yeah.
No, thankfully, we won't have to worry about that, at least as far as I know. It could be an A-League or an A-Bank machine.
This could actually be one of the A-Bank machines.
It could be.
Just like Doug told everybody last week that Lethal Weapon was probably going to be an A-Bank machine, and I'd like to verify to the masses watching that it still could be an A-Bank machine.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Appearing in the A-Bank will be Gladiators, Spy Hunter, and CSI.
And coincidentally, those are our games for the evening.
And Ripley's Believe It or Not. But that is not a game for the evening.
Or is it?
Or is it? Gosh.
If I say that enough, John, it'll be like Doug's actually sitting here right now.
Pete, you're actually blowing this game up. Besides, just you doing the exploit, you're just having a great game on it.
Well, a couple other things this game has. The catapult hole will sometimes be, like right now, it's if I get it in there, I'll get one double letter, and that will complete double. That doubles everything in the game. Points, extra balls, specials.
Is that just for the rest of the ball or for the rest of the game?
For the rest of the ball.
Okay.
One other interesting item it has, there's every so often you'll be able to get a mode called AccuSpin, where it'll give you a number of spins, and if you shoot that number of spins on the spinner, you'll get an extra ball.
Is it really possible to be that accurate when shooting the spinner? I mean,
No.
Okay, so in other words, it's just completely it's a mystery. It's a random.
Yeah, like
award.
right now I have it lit. It's out blinking AccuSpin.
Yeah.
So let's see if
I guess you could backhand it and.
Well, you don't know what the value is until.
Oh, so you don't know what the starting value is?
Nope.
Well, then I guess you can't really plan it out then.
Though I have seen it where the shot wasn't hard enough and it went up. Oh, one too many.
Oh, well, gosh, you should have known.
That was anticlimactic.
But I've seen it where it was one too short, but it didn't stay up there, and then on the roll back down, it got the last one. There, I just finished double. So
I'd say to answer the question about the broadcast in Chicago, the broadcast in Chicago was epic. It had a definite first scene, a definite second scene, a third scene. It had an intermission, and then it had a couple more scenes in it. So
There was a bonus ending, wasn't there?
there was definitely the bonus ending for anybody who could survive long enough. I know that being on the production team for that, I wasn't even like sitting in the booth for most of that. So that was truly an epic broadcast because of length and play quality as well.
Another multi-ball. I come back and there's another multi-ball.
He's blowing it up.
I'm sorry, Fred, you left?
Yeah, I went down to tabulate the classics games
All right.
and mark them down. So there was a few in there that I like.
I would hope
there,
so.
that was an 84 million point jackpot, and since I have double,
Billion points. It even lets you know that you got a billion.
it's awful nice.
It is. And the drain train right down the middle.
If the catapult's in the wrong place.
It's sort of like X-Men LE in LA. It just might send down the drain.
Nah, it never does that.
No, couldn't happen.
About the only other thing I haven't done this game is collect the weapons, so we'll try to do that here.
Weapons.
And how exactly do you collect the weapons?
The U and the L will be sometimes lit for collect or spell weapon.
Okay.
And then once you get all 6 letters, the abyss hole. We'll collect it. Now this must be on hard weapon letter settings. Usually it'll just go back and forth between the two.
Pete, there's a chat comment that says that if you make it to 2 billion points, they will buy you dinner at the Great Western Buffet.
Drain immediately.
Now, I had to
Wait,
rewatch
now-
that broadcast where you were talking about that just to get the full volume of that conversation.
Is there a comparable buffet in Atlanta?
There is no comparable.
There's nothing that compares.
Mark says there is no comparable buffet to the Great Western Buffet anywhere. And I'm going to disagree with that.
John knows where all the buffets are. I mean to say, I don't mean to say that in a derogatory fashion in any way, John.
I don't believe you, Fred.
Please don't hurt me. Oh, and Bowen upped the ante. He said if you make it to $3 billion, he'll buy you 2 dinners.
If he survives the first one.
You won't need a second one.
Maybe this would be a good point to mention how one of the weapons is double score.
So you can double your score in this game?
Yes.
On top of...
Weapons a mystery award, so it may not come out, but...
I don't think that necessarily double your score is actually something that would allow a game not to be a tournament game. Like catch-up feature, yeah, that would
This
be.
has catch-up, too. I intentionally turned it on in case somebody was playing me so I could lose and say, to follow the theme, how... But
Things go wrong.
things go wrong.
I
You
believe-
blow it up, and then somebody gets the perfect mystery award.
and that's it.
And all your hard work was for nothing. And then you wouldn't get to go to the buffet because you would have lost.
Yeah, I know. Like, no trip to the buffet, no soup for you. No trip to the buffet.
So here we are back at the last mode again, right?
Yeah, we're back to the calm. I could be trying to set up the cheese, but I think people have seen enough of that.
I don't know. I'm French.
But I mean-
I like cheese, you know.
Well, there you are.
Thank you, Brian.
Gouda,
Brie.
That's
Munster,
Fromage.
cheddar.
Pete's having a Gouda game.
He is having
A
good
Gouda game, he said. No,
That's not your game anymore, though, Pete. So
wow. Can you keep going, John? Can you keep going?
Well, let's.
no.
Stop. Stop.
That was a goat shot there.
Oh, man.
Oh yes, I do remember that West Virginia pinball. Brian, I will make good on that if he survived. He might not have survived.
So someone did take the challenge for the shirt,
Someone did take the challenge for the shirt,
and we haven't heard from them since. Is that what the deal is?
We don't know if they survived, but
man.
I was. Gosh, it wasn't worth it. I just want to let the people know.
Well, if they died, we could put the shirt on top of the coffin lid.
Well, John, there are some people who are saying that you injured your hand to specifically avoid going back to that place. So the timing was very close to Florida. So, you know, I'm just going with these are rumors that are just out there, you know. I'm just trying to report that here.
So rather than eat at a Great Western Buffet, I gnawed off my own hand.
I believe that may have happened.
You ate better.
Like a sick raccoon.
Now, the first beast head, it looks like it's shooting the eye, but really all it is getting it in the hole in the top. So I can just keep bouncing it up into the pop bumpers and waiting until it falls in. Or I can just miss everything completely. And
I like that strategy, Pete. I want you to employ that every time I play against you.
what, miss everything completely?
Absolutely, man.
And that's when you're playing against me, Brian.
While we're waiting for this bonus to count down, I'd like to
It's
take
not
the
that
moment.
big.
Mega
Pete.
bonus.
Like to take the moment to point out that the first place person in our league is how old, Brian?
He is 71 years old. He's my father.
Absolutely awesome.
Fantastic.
He's in a three-way tie with two other people. One of them is on PAPAtv playing pinball right now. That would be you, Pete. Way to go after 2 weeks.
I'm third place. Larry's first and Matt is second.
Okay. Due to some strange strategy that they all have the same points, but yeah, I'll let him know that he's winning. Absolutely. He's not too computer savvy, but I do show him the results and the messages, so keep posting the love, and I'll make sure he sees it.
Getting
Careful, Pete.
dangerous.
Oh, no good.
Power out lane.
No.
That's okay. I think he has 5 more extra balls to go here.
I intentionally didn't collect extra balls, so I'm not going to make the $2 billion. No dinner for me.
Pete lives to see another day.
Thank
he is going
God.
to live.
Oh, Pete. Well, we'd like to thank you for showing us the awesome skills on Gladiator. I actually like Gladiator when you're not playing it for, cheesing stuff out. I think it's a fun game. If you see a Gladiator out in location, go play it.
Yeah, put some money in that game. Go ahead. Fire it up.
So we're going to be moving on over to Spy Hunter. And I think Angela and Scott are going to be playing it. Why don't we actually take a moment and release half of
the games?
Or, a certain... let's give
How
some
about
spoilers.
3?
How about 3?
Let's start with 3.
Okay, we'll start in alphabetical order, actually. We'll just go that way since I have
Okay.
no other really good way of doing it. So we are going to start with Alien Poker.
Alien Poker.
I like Alien Poker. And Argosy is going to be in there.
All right. That was featured a few weeks ago.
And 8-Ball Deluxe.
Those are 3 challenging games right off the bat.
I love getting my butt kicked by 8-Ball Deluxe.
So that's... and once again, what is this for? This is the Classics...
Classics One Bank.
Classics One Bank. So this is the first Classics Bank that you'll see at the upcoming PAPA event. And we will be releasing the rest of the games as we go out through the show. And, yeah, we'll get all the good stuff.
More to come on that.
Mark's doing a little adjustment down there on Spy Hunter. And we have Angela mic'd up. Hold on, let me unmute that.
And just in case anybody missed it last week, we did announce the first 4 games in the A, B, C, and D banks for PAPA.
We did.
So you're going to have to go back and look on YouTube to see those.
Yes.
Because we're not going to re-announce them. That would sort of be...
That would be redundant.
And we never do anything...
Shameless plug for going to watch the video.
Redundant. And we never do anything...
No.
Redundant.
No.
And we never... Oh.
I'll just keep saying no.
So, Angela, you're all plugged in. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Can you
All
hear
right.
me?
We got more bars and more places here.
Is Daisy Diesel wearing a cape?
This is my Daisy Diesel shawl.
Okay, I was going to say it was a
Chilly.
cape. I thought it was a
It's
cape.
chilly.
So, Spy Hunter, that's another non-tournament game.
I learned how to play in about 8 seconds.
So why is this not a tournament game, John?
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. She'll do it. She's going to do it. She's going to show us why it's not a tournament game.
The exploit is the only thing I know in this game.
Look at the guy from the back last there. He's like kind of staring at you. It's kind of uncomfortable.
John, you did say you were going to sing the theme song while I was playing this.
Well,
Yeah, where's the Peter Gunn theme? We
Yeah.
definitely need the Peter Gunn theme if we're featuring Spy Hunter.
Alright, so this is the only thing I know about this.
We were talking about this game up in Chicago when me, Brian Dye, John, and
There's
Sean
the
Grant.
exploit. I just showed
Oh.
you. Do that over and over and over and
The
over
weapons
and over.
van. Shoot for the weapons van.
Oh,
Oh, and that's
Or you
not.
can
That's
shoot
not,
for the middle of the drain.
that's not the weapons van.
that's not the weapons van.
Now, the first thing I notice on this machine, aside from the one big pop bumper that looks really out of place there on the left, is I notice that the flippers aren't exactly over the center of the game.
Say that again.
Just
I'm
to,
sorry.
Just to clear something out, Scott did not fall asleep earlier. I poisoned his wine.
He was resting his eyes.
He was checking for light leaks in his eyelids.
So
I think he found them all.
Okay.
The chat room is
Wanna-
asking, is this a
Hi,
Bally
chat room.
game?
It certainly is.
this is definitely a Bally game.
Yes, it is.
I'm trying to figure out who that guy looks like on the back glass. He reminds me of somebody. I'm not quite sure who it is. Really doesn't matter. Just kind of filling space here.
The important things of life.
Okay, so anyways, we were talking about why this would be a bad tournament game. If Angela gets the ball on the right or left flipper, trapped it, and shoots it to the spinner on the right, a series of yellow lights in the middle of the playfield will strobe alternatively. And if they match up with the green light that's lit right now at, I believe it's 75,000, the value of 75,000 will be collected, and then that will advance to 100,000, and you just keep on shooting the scoop and hope that you match up the colors, and you collect that value.
So that's worth shooting more than anything else in the game.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay, so it's a one-dimensional game then I guess more than bad for tournaments.
The biggest thing is when it kicks out of that kicker, it's so easy to trap it on the right flipper. If you can perfect the right flipper backhand, you can do it all day.
It's kind of like cheese in the L, Pete.
Exactly.
Very good.
But couldn't that be adjusted in some way to make it a little harder on the kick out to control that?
I don't know.
Because right now it just sounds like the problem with the game is just hardware. That can be adjusted, in my opinion, to make
think
the game
maybe we could
more
take
tournament playable.
We could take the upper flippers and put them down below, and put the upper flipper or the lower flippers up top.
That'll work.
We could possibly do that. That might actually work a lot better. That'd be a great side tournament.
Like Future Spa, this game has a very important skill shot. Brian mentioned the huge outlane on the left side, the two outlanes. If you get the skill shot, the green one, that'll close the gate on one of them and help you out.
Yeah, I was wondering about the skill shot. I was trying to time it, and it was kind of like Medusa, a little bit difficult to shoot.
But having that gate open is definitely the key. Much like Future Spa, if you miss that skill shot, you're hurting.
Oh, and just there's a question saying, is the next game going to be Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man? No, that is a negative. That will not be the next game.
That's a fun one, though. I like that game as well.
I think I might have played it about 30 years ago. If it was out then.
I played one in Louisville 2 years ago, I believe, at the Arcade Expo, Fred.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. Pete, you look like you were ready to say something.
Just watching and trying to add some input here. You could see that you can light the spinner for 1,000 points. You do that by shooting the shot letters on the right. However, it's only for one trip through the spinners. So it's...
I was slightly disappointed by that.
Not really worth it.
I thought it'd be awesome to be able to collect a 100,000 shot and hit the spinner. And, the Papa spinners down here are usually juiced, except for Johnny Mnemonic.
Which had to be gimped.
No, it's more than gimped.
You got a couple rotations on that.
I think it's like 1.5.
At least the way you play, sure, yeah.
No, I don't play that very well. I don't play anything very well. Come on. So they're going to be shooting other things on the playfield because shooting the spinner would be redundant. But what else are you shooting for, Ange?
Earlier I was having luck ricocheting it off the captive ball, which advances your agents and gives you 5,000 points to get into the little fun zone over there.
And there she let her spinner.
The fun zone.
Fun zone.
I like how you were playing with one hand while you were pointing other stuff out while the ball was like careening wildly across the playfield.
Did you see that?
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
And
That
that's not
wasn't-
good.
no.
That left out lane, the door opened up for you after the fact. That's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, what's the
I was
deal with
noticing
that?
earlier.
I just wanted to show you what you could have if you got the skill shot correct. Just
It was like
kind of
a,
teasing you.
GFY on your way out there.
And get flipping yingers.
Well, now we'll see if drugging the wine will help Ange out, or if Scott can make a good comeback here.
Anything?
I'm
That
more
ball,
terrified
that
of
seems such
Scott than
terrifying
CDs.
area around that pop bumper.
I'd start going nuts.
Scott's one of those quiet guys that sits in the corner and plots your doom.
He's only quiet because he was sleeping.
Scott's not afraid to... Wow.
Scott's not even wearing a headset, and he heard that one. We always put the pressure on people playing here at Papa.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Do one more game. That was pretty short.
Yeah, we're going to fire up another one on that.
Yeah, do one more. Shoot anything but the spinner.
And then after this game,
Your-
Fred will give us 3 more games from our Classic 1 bank.
Your
Absolutely.
object, collect all the weapons on the left side there.
Nice save, Scott. That left side is just brutal. There's nothing. There's just, I don't know. What is that? 6 inches of nothing but doom.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's awful. The gate's open, though, I think.
He does have the gate open.
Good job. Oh.
And he put it to good use.
I'm telling
All right,
you, maybe
skill
if
shot,
those
Ange.
flippers were in the middle of the play
All
field.
right, yeah, so how do
know.
I, you got to time it? What am I timing?
Yeah, you got to time the lights that light up there quite briefly.
Yeah, CDs, get over here. Show us how it's done.
You want to time it so that it's the green one.
Good job,
Hey.
CDs.
They missed.
Yeah, CDs missed the skill shot.
Good points.
As a walk-off miss then, huh?
If you would have made that CDs, I would have had your blueberry Laffy Taffy. This game.
Well, we're having some more guesses as what the third game will be. We've had Class of 1812, Balls of Steel, Al's Garage Band goes on world tour. All fine choices.
I think we have all those in the house too, right? Al's Garage Band is in the back, I think.
Class of 1812, we do. Yeah, we
Definitely
do have all
that.
that.
Yeah, we have them all here. It could be any one of those games.
Or all of them at once.
Class of 1812 is a great game.
It's got the great Bad News Bears theme in it.
That's actually the 1812 overture.
No, it's
Fred?
the Bad News Bears theme. Get it right. That was horrible. That was just, it was
Look at those scores.
that was a plunge drain for Scott. That was just really unfair.
Let's end the game now and send a screenshot of that to Fun with Bonus.
Ange, I want you to hit the captain ball at the top as much as humanly possible.
All right.
Okay, that was an instant replay of what Scott just did in case anybody missed it.
Yeah, I was looking away for a brief second. What happened there?
Plunge drain right down the left outlet.
Oh.
It was awful. And Scott's going to pass her up because anytime he rolls over one of these icons on the left-hand side there, that's a bonus. I don't know if it's 5,000, I guess an icon maybe. Something like that. I'm not really 100% sure.
Sort of the multi-kill car parts for the zombies you run over.
So Scott's resorting back to the spinner shot because he wants to beat Ange on TV. So he said the no spinner rule's out of not in effect anymore. So
Oh, he's got a lit for 1,000.
and there it goes,
Boom.
and there goes Angela in the dust now.
No, she's still got a ball to play, Fred. It's not over
Or
yet.
in the oil slick, we're playing Spy Hunter.
That's true. Daisy Diesel says eat my dust, but Scott Stevens just did. Yeah, it would be an oil slick from the weapons van.
Sure you know how to drive that thing?
So oil slick, smoke screen, missiles.
Oh man, that's a great game.
It was. I would have to say that I enjoy the arcade game a lot more than the pinball machine
Yeah,
from Spy Hunter.
we will absolutely have one of those at the replay effects.
Excellent.
I know Sean Grant will be putting some time onto that. He loves that game.
That's a fun one.
1HP says, and I thought TZ's left field was and a whole bunch of stars. Whoever made this is a masochist.
Yeah, pretty much.
This game sucks.
And our director Mark chimes in and said this game just sucks. Okay, he's just painting with a broad stroke there. It sucks.
All right.
Thanks, Mark.
Another guess for the final game. High speed with a broken upper flipper.
Hey, I didn't even
That's
use that upper
doable.
flipper during qualifying in A. I just kept on shooting the orbit. I got 8 million without even using the upper flipper.
You can start a multi-ball without it.
Yeah, I never even tried to shoot for the upper ramp at all. So that's actually a viable strategy. You shoot the orbit for 1,000 all day long. Is Ange going to come back here? Are you going to start going for the spinner, Ange?
Well, I don't know. Why should she start now, Fred?
It's lit for 1,000 right now, Ange. You could come back on one shot.
And it'll give her if she matches, I get another bonus multiplier.
No, she wants to play Plinko up there in the corner.
She has tic-tac-toe right down the...
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, man. And not enough bonus. Oh, wait a minute.
Actually,
She
plenty
does
of
pass
bonus.
up. I didn't even see.
I think playing Plinko is lucrative in this game, actually, Fred.
All
Wait,
right.
What could go wrong? Angela actually wins something. That's what happens.
Angela,
All right.
Angela and her.
Their show.
McGovern wins.
All right, so we're gonna be playing CSI here in a minute. Scott Stevens or Chris Stevens rather. He just played Spy Hunter. Scott Stevens did. John Replogle and Scott Stevens. Chris Stevens. Good Lord.
Oh my God! Come on, Fred.
We're gonna play CSI. That was awful. Get me off the air. So 3 more games. We are gonna go with Mystic, Fireball, and one of my favorites, Frontier.
All right.
Whole bunch of great games there.
Keith Elwin will be wearing his Frontier shirt for sure.
Speaking of Keith Elwin, he's the defending champion of Indisc, which will be going on this weekend, starting Friday through Sunday at the Chaparral Lanes in San Dimas, California. It's a Papa Circuit event, so if you're close, go out and try to qualify. They will have some broadcast time on Twitch. The channel is twitch.tv/IE Pinball. Their main bank includes some great games as Walking Dead, Attack from Mars, Jackbot, Johnny Mnemonic, Congo, Stargate, Rocky and Bullwinkle, Party Zone, and one of my favorite repeatable games, Arena.
They're going to put Rocky and Bullwinkle in a main bank?
Yes, they are.
That's incredible.
I can't believe anybody would have in their right mind would do that.
This is the next to last circuit event, so it'll be interesting to see some people on the outside if they can make a move in. Andre, Donovan, Tim Hansen, Dean Grover on the outside. And we're ready to play some CSI.
Is John? No, John's not wearing the headset, so
it is I.
We have Chris wired up.
Yeah, we will not be asking John about his hand repeatedly as he's playing, because I think we'd probably be asking a lot of times about his hand. But he's been playing a little bit here and there.
Looks like the hand's not doing too well.
Yeah, the hand wasn't doing too well. He can't make big moves, and if you see him walking away.
Fred, you're being too modest. The guy's already won a tournament since he's injured his hand, so I think it's a bit late to try to milk that out at this point.
Yeah, you're right. He didn't feel sorry for any of us.
We have a comment about the Classics banks from some BK Aarons. Mystic and Frontier and Fireball in the same bank? Oh, good Lord.
Shoot that 3,000 skill shot all day long, Bowen. Yeah, well, when we finish announcing the rest of the list, it's going to get better.
And we'll have those before the end of the broadcast here.
Yeah, it does get better.
I think it's a great list so far, Fred.
Oh, as do I. I love the Classics, as everybody that knows me knows. I'll be playing and spending lots of time over in the Classic bank.
So we have 3 games that are bad for tournament play. Chris, why is this game bad for tournament play?
This game is bad for tournament play because you could really abuse the 3-switch error. I guess I'm not sure if it's an error, but you can ultimately plunge, collect either a CSI letter, or what I actually just recently found out, you can start your centrifuge without even having the danger of losing a ball.
Wow.
I always thought it was called the subterfuge, but
The subterfuge is a synonym for like stealth or something like that, Fred.
I just like to say it. I don't really care what it. I don't even know what it means.
All right.
John's walking around down there with a big kendo stick. I'm kind of afraid.
I'm a little worried. I should
keep him away from me.
Watch this. Here we go.
Crime scene investigation.
So since Chris, is really kind of turned up his game and become a well-recognized national player, John is resorting to kendo stick to the back of the head tactics just to distract him, and Chris does not seem like he's even fazed by it.
But Fred, once you get in that zone, nothing bothers you.
I think a kendo stick to the back of my head would bother me.
Let's try it sometime.
Okay, when we're done here.
All right.
How about the winner gets to supply the kendo stick to the back of your head?
Well, I get to bench press you if John wins. Oh, I already bench pressed you once. we could do that again.
We've already had that feat of strength.
Can we go through a broadcast without bench pressing Chris?
When things go horribly wrong, have me bench press Chris.
Or have Chris try to bench press John.
So, Pete, this is a family broadcast here, okay?
Okay, so a little bit about CSI. Chris, when you play this game, other than trying to exploit the 3-switch rule, what do you normally try to go for in this game?
I'm really big on hitting the skull ramp up the middle. And then, of course, trying to stack your centrifuge with your skull is kind of my main goal, at least.
Yeah, this game, like many other Sterns, seems to be all about stacking the multi-balls together to try to cash in all at once.
If anybody notices, there's a center post at the bottom, but the rubber has been taken off of that, so it's pretty much going to result in a dead bounce. But he already made one save on it earlier, so. But normally that does have a rubber on it.
And that's why he's playing then, not us up there, Fred.
Yes. Yes. I would sit there and foolishly watch it hit it and just go down the middle.
Yeah, every time. So he only needs 86 more spins in the centrifuge for another multi-ball.
I wonder if you can get it to a point where you have to get like 200 or 300 spins. You go out and get a smoke while it's still spinning in there and then come back.
I don't think so, because I think you only get so many at a time there, Fred.
Oh, okay.
Not to be critical of your play, but Steve Bowden says you're doing this wrong. You're not getting bonus X. Get to work.
Yeah, he says the only goal in this game is to get bonus X.
And how was that done, Brian?
I have no idea, Fred.
Chris, bonus X?
It's rolling over to CSI.
All right.
And then that'll alight the lab that you can get an additional one.
So you can get one. Does that stay lit, Peter, or is that only lit for a short time?
I believe it's just for a short time. We'll see here. Chris will get CSI at some point.
Maybe.
There's some way the right lane is worth 3 as well.
Skull multi-ball.
Skull multi-ball.
It's got some good music to it, I think.
You're reaching, man.
One of the things I try to do whenever I'm in a multi-ball is spell DNA to light a little bullet shot there.
And that'll give you your add-a-ball, right?
Give you an add-a-ball.
That's pretty important.
Yeah, I've never played this game all that much. I was never a big fan of it, but I played it a couple other times. I've gotten a little more comfortable with it, but wasn't a huge fan.
I had to play this on route once against John, and it was a game where the skull ramp was very easily backhandable from the right ramp. Needless to say, John was backhand ramp, multi-ball, backhand ramp, multi-ball. It was kind of boring.
Is that the one down in the south side?
No, this was one that was out at New Great Valley Lanes.
Oh, okay.
Back before Pittsburgh Pinball took over the games there. Doug Polka would never let that happen to one of his games. I guess I should say Justin Brooks would never let that happen to one of the games.
Well, they're both pretty active out there, so I know whenever I'm out there and playing and there's an issue, I get on them pretty quick, and it's usually fixed by the next time I go out there. So,
Steve adding to what I said earlier, the right lane is worth plus 3x for a limited time when the ball comes out of the saucer after collecting a CSI bonus X.
Grissom just yelled at you, shoot the ramp, Chris.
The ramp?
Yeah, that's what he said.
I'd listen to him.
I don't know. He's off the air.
It doesn't appear to be lit for anything, Fred. Why would he shoot the ramp?
Well, why did Grissom say shoot the ramp then?
I don't know. Do you always do what you're told?
Well, if it's William Peterson yelling at me and he's a well-known TV star, then yes.
Does this happen often to you, Fred?
Yeah, kind of.
All right.
He's got the subterfuge lit. Nice save. So if he gets shot, there it is. Ball is locked. And he's got his stacked multi-balls like he was talking about earlier, so let's see what it yields. And John picks up the stick again. I think he's getting ready.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of nervous with that, him walking out with that stick. Do we have security nearby?
He usually is the security, so.
That's what I'm worried. He gave it to Scott
What am I, a
Stevens.
pinata?
Yeah, well, John does not have the stick anymore.
His father does.
Aw, dang.
Remember that time? when he came home late, for that time he drank the last of the milk, or the time he put pepper in your coffee, things really go wrong. Scott can't hear me, so this really doesn't work, does it?
No, he's sitting there. He's just kind of thinking of all the things that he could do with that stick upside his head, but skull jackpot. He's trying to backhand. There's on a ramp. It's a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
I was trying to do that earlier. It was a little bit hard.
On
Yeah, it's
the
kinda
way this
difficult.
machine's set up, yeah, that shot's not really there.
Oh, he's up to 20x. 5 to go.
Oh,
Nice. And John is like, yeah, I want my stick back. And the Penguins are losing 1-0.
and there you go. And now to Pete for the weather.
It's cold.
Fingerprint frenzy. And then
All switches are 10K during this mode.
I know that's definitely lucrative. I think it was 2 times at one point. Oh, and then out lane.
All right.
Now he has 17 million. Let's take a look at his bonus.
He's at 25x. Oh, 21.
And
Oh.
9.5
His bonus,
million
almost half of his score.
I'll take it.
That's, yeah, all right. Bonus X is the strategy for CSI, it seems, folks.
Yeah. I think for my next ball, I'm going to show a little bit of what really makes this game a bad tournament game.
All right.
Since it is the theme of the show.
Yeah, because, you know, what else could go wrong? John could come back and beat me, I guess.
Now, what's John doing? Is he trying that same strategy?
I believe he is. He's trying to shoot it up the in lane to get himself letters.
Oh, he's working on his bonus X with.
Correct.
Without hitting switches.
So first you have to learn how to shats the in lane like he's trying to do, which is not easy.
Well, I don't think this is what the designers of the game had in mind at all when they made it.
Probably not. Remember, folks, his hand is devastated. He's trying to figure out how to get it back.
His hand is definitely hurting.
And there goes one.
Oh.
So now the ball save is still going off. If you can see the flashing light between the flippers, it still thinks that he has to plunge the ball. So
He also still has the blinking score. And 3 switches.
He hit too many switches, so now the game is active.
So now he actually has to play pinball. Oh, darn.
Okay.
So John's going to go for, looks like this skull here.
He's trying to get up that ramp.
It's a tough shot from the left side.
It certainly is.
Once John finds it, though, I'm pretty sure it's pretty repeatable for him. Oh. Oh.
Keep going.
Oh, I
Ain't that
forgot about
blinking
that.
score neat?
Wow. Okay, so this is what happens when things go wrong. You sit and watch this all day.
The chat room has gone off. They're discussing the coding of Kiefer and Lyman and how good it is.
There's also a discussion going on Stern games and bonuses in Stern games. And someone had asked, is this game the reason why bonus is pretty much negligible on most Sterns today? And I don't know. I've had some 10 million Metallica bonuses. AC/DC I've gotten big bonus rewards on. So they're still there. You just got to earn the X's.
John started his little dance. When he starts that little dance, I get nervous when I'm playing against him.
Yeah,
Me too, just because I'm worried he's going to kick me or something. You know, if I'm near him when he starts doing that. He's a very large man. I don't want to get hurt, you know.
Well, Scott has the stick now. I'm expecting a limbo from John after this ball drains.
Oh, that would be great. A limbo for John?
Yeah, what could go wrong with that?
yeah.
Does the loser limbo?
The loser limbo. Good call, Scott. Or Steve. Or whatever your name is.
Steve is fine.
I'm terrible with names.
Wow, Fred.
This is awful.
There's the add ball.
What's he in?
There's a big jackpot for 250,000. And the ball goes out the left. Looks pretty much like the metallic out lanes over there. Chris, would you say they're similar?
Yeah, very. It kind of reminds me of Avatar as well.
Yeah, see the ball bouncing much in the same way. X-Men on the other side, I believe, has it like that as well. Just brutal.
Same with Family Guy.
Yeah. Gives you that extra lane is that extra sense of false hope that the ball has two paths to return good.
Oh, definitely. I've had so many that hit off of that metal and just seem to lift up over everything, and then it's gone before you know it.
Makes that sound, and you know from that clunk that it's just done.
Yeah, it's gone.
And while John is over there dusting for prints on the game, I'm going to announce a few more of the classic games for the rest of the bank.
All right, Fred.
So one more is going to be Galaxy.
Galaxy. Is that a Stern Galaxy?
There's a Stern Galaxy.
Excellent.
Embryon.
Embryon.
Monaco.
Monaco.
Angela's favorite game on the planet, Freedom.
All right.
Target Alpha.
Target Alpha.
And there's one more target. Target something. Fill in the blank.
I'm going to guess Target Pool.
Doug Polka's favorite game ever. Target Pool will be in the Classics Bank.
Oh, boy.
This bank does not disappoint.
Classics 1 Papa Bank has been announced for Classics.
That means that Derby Day is in Classic 2 or Classic 3.
That is yet to be determined. But it could show up.
It might.
I was really hoping it would be in all three, but
I think that game could last for all three.
Somebody said that we're using all the good classic games up. No, there is no shortage of good classic games here at Papa. We will definitely
Absolutely
have
not
3
a
strong
shortage.
banks. Absolutely. Paragon's not even in there.
Jungle Queen,
Yeah, Paragon, Jungle Queen,
Snow Derby.
Snow Derby, Volley, Slugfest. Oh my, Slugfest, awesome.
Now I hit the centrifuge without hitting any other switches, so I can just let it go. And it's the same exact thing that John did using the CSI letters, except for I'm going for the centrifuge. Now you can actually use this to get your centrifuge ready, but as soon as it starts your multi-ball, it will then put you in play.
Well, yeah, I kind of would hope so on that. Apparently, John's saying not all games would do that. Which game? Ripley's has that. Oh, wow. That's good. I don't play that game very much then.
Scott looks real ominous back there with that stick. I love it.
Since the theme of tonight is things gone horribly wrong, I'd like to tell a story about mine. Once upon a time, I was playing Creature from the Black Lagoon. I had the ball trapped on the right flipper, just needing one shot around the left lane to start multi-ball. Things went horribly wrong.
Did that really happen to you?
Yes.
You know what? I believe that may have actually happened. I think I saw that.
It actually happened to me at Pinburg the one year. I was playing, and I know he needed to shoot the slide shot to start my multi-ball. And I would have actually made it into the B playoff round, and I missed it, and I had to play for a tiebreaker and blew it on the aforementioned Frontier. So that was my awful situation. That and losing in Louisville on Corvette.
The Pinball Narcissist is asking, how do you do the tournament exploit on Ripley's? Ripley's is another one of the games with the 3-switch rule. There's many different things you can do with that. One of them is during Bigfoot mode, just putting it into the scoop over and over and over again.
Yeah,
to get
that's
the
what I hear
jackpot
as well, is
really
that the
huge.
scoop is the biggest exploit on Ripley's.
Yeah, that's Bowen's answer. Shoot hole, shoot hole, shoot hole, shoot hole, shoot hole.
And then shoot hole. I'm getting that.
And what do you do after that?
I think, Fred, you shoot the hole.
Okay. Lots of in-lane action for CDs over here. Uh-oh. Liberal tilt setting.
Yeah, he got away with a big move
it.
there. We got microscope multi-ball.
So does this game have a wizard mode, Chris, and are you going to get to it?
It might, and I won't.
Yeah, I don't even know if this game has a final mode. I've never stuck around when someone was playing it long enough to find out.
It's like Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune didn't have a wizard mode, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that didn't either.
Maybe someday.
Hey, Cactus Canyon had an update, so you know anything could happen.
And with all those companies creating new rule sets, like Bride of Pinball.
Yeah.
Who knows? Anything could happen.
So you just going for your centrifuge? Try to bring that in with your other multi-ball, Chris?
I was, but I'm actually going to try to see if I can progress through some more jackpots. Right now I have my doubles lit on the microscope over there. And these are actually pretty difficult tight shots on the right-hand side.
Okay.
So it's kind of sketchy for me to aim for them.
Oh, definitely go for it then.
I would definitely go for up the middle to start the centrifuge and try to get a ball save so I can attempt
Live on the edge,
these.
Chris. Shoot one of those jackpots.
But yeah, well, it could go wrong, right, guys?
Right.
Nothing. Or that.
He got one.
A nice carom.
And then he made his pops grow. I think that went perfectly.
See what when you shoot dangerous shot, you're rewarded.
Oh.
Or that can happen. He's living on the edge too. He's got two dangers.
Absolutely. And just shaking a little bit with each flip, it looks like.
He's using the Pete Hendricks method of flipping.
I was just about to say that, Fred.
It's pretty popular.
If it works.
It works. I'm guilty of that myself sometimes.
So here's a skull multi-ball again.
Now we're going back into skull multi-ball.
John's going to have some work on ball 3.
He absolutely is.
Does anybody in the chat room have any questions about the gameplay of CSI that we could ask Chris? Not really.
No, they're talking about techniques and something else, so.
The best technique of CSI is to not play.
Keep your tokens.
I was just handed a note saying that the chat room has fallen asleep.
Yeah.
Wow, you followed Scott Stevens' lead.
I don't think we have enough sticks to hand out to everyone, though, Fred. So mileage may vary there.
Steve Bowden has a question for you, Chris. Are you bored yet? And I'm going to take from that tilt that the answer is yes.
However, we do have an extra baseball bat here, and I'm armed with that currently. So
that's courtesy of the Louisville Arcade Expo, right?
that is. This is a custom Louisville Slugger bat with the Louisville Arcade Expo logo on it.
And that festival is coming up March 6th through the 8th.
And it also says this is a genuine Papa Pinball Louisville Slugger.
Fast and Weird is asking, what's the Hendricks method? I have a tendency to flip hard, and I get tilt warnings because of it. It really does nothing helpful. It's just the way I've always played. So when someone gets a tilt warning from flipping, they call it the Hendricks method.
It's the Hendricks heave.
The Hendricks heave.
And he made your last name end with an X, man, so he put you in some pretty good company. With a dead guy. So John's got some work to do here.
However, I think Pete has made it past 27 years old.
It is a little known fact that Jimi Hendrix actually didn't originally spell his last name with CKS, but lots of drugs, and it changed to an X. Don't do drugs, kids.
Okay.
Or else you get an X in your name, apparently.
That used to mean straight edge back then, too, right?
It did. It was back in the day, pretty sure.
There goes a subterfuge. I think John's going to try to get to look at the look on his face. He's very determined right now to not lose right now.
I still think there's a lot of wood to chop there.
Yeah, there is lots.
I'm sure it'd be a lot easier with a chainsaw.
Take a chainsaw to this game.
Might be crossing John's mind.
That's right. We took a chainsaw to Old Chicago.
I heard that that happened.
It was actually a birthday card we sent to John with me and who was it? It was me, Angela, and Travis. We all had weapons and we were destroying an Old Chicago in honor of John's birthday.
All right, I saw the images of that. Interesting times.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have, envied our position. They'd love the club Old Chicago.
I think so. There's a fair amount of people out there that would have been very upset if they saw the pictures of you destroying an Old Chicago. Seems to be a fair amount of people in the pinball community that are definitely against destroying a machine at all.
Even El Toro?
Even El Toro, Pete.
That was Chris.
Chris.
We're going to mod that
Steve,
game. When you spell El
what is
Toro,
that?
the game shuts off.
The game explodes.
Yes, the game just ends. You don't get to play anymore. It's over. Oh, John's on the comeback trail here.
Now, see, John got the centrifuge super. Now he just needs to get the other two supers.
And what happens once he gets all three supers?
I don't know. I've never played this game long enough to figure that out.
Oh.
What a rude ending.
You were right there, John. You almost had him.
21 million, still a pretty good game.
That is. That would win most league nights I ever seen on CSI when it was available for league play.
We got a question here that would be directed to Mark. Will you guys be buying dinosaurs versus monsters when it comes out?
Dinosaurs and monster trucks?
Yes.
What is that?
What's that?
That's, I believe, the Keith Elwin custom game.
Oh, I did see that. That's right. I did see that. That was on Whitewood at this point, right?
Oh, wow, Chris. That was a nice little
I'll take
save.
it.
You take what you're given and you like it.
We're playing loose here, guys. We're playing loose. Try to keep it interesting. Uh-oh. Too loose.
Mark's answer, if Hank is involved, purchase is guaranteed.
There you go.
Very good.
I have to agree. If it is the Hank quality, I think, yeah, buy.
Well, that'll be the end of the CSI game, and that'll actually be the end of our broadcast for this evening. We'd love to thank everyone for tuning in. Next week, I believe we're going to be on again, John?
There you go.
Yeah, next week, same time, same bat channel.
All right.
For Pete Hendricks, Brian Tessier, Mark Steinman, Chris Stevens, John Replicable, Scott Stevens, and his kendo stick, we'd like to say thanks for tuning in and have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.